Hey guys, it's me, the Music Man, and we're still hanging out in the laundry room. And I gotta say, it's freezing. I wonder if the people upstairs just decided to turn it off. Maybe they're trying to flush me out. Joke's on them. I'm snowed in. I couldn't leave here even if I wanted to. I don't know what I'm gonna do for food, but. Well, looks like I'm not going anywhere, so let's do another album vent calendar video. No matter how much it snows, it's not gonna stop me from giving you my first impressions. Today we're talking about Weezer's Raditude, the most groan-worthy album of 2009. Weezer really is the Simpsons of music. They both peaked in the 90s, and they're still on for some reason. They hit it big with their debut in 1994. The Blue Album is a fun little pop rock affair. It was breezy, it was charming, it had this youthful teenage energy to it. Their follow-up album, Pinkerton, proved to be a little bit more of an edgy album, a little more rough around the edges. Frontman Rivers Cuomo made this album a lot more personal compared to the first one, talking about his problems, most of it consisting about how he wasn't getting laid at the time, which makes Pinkerton this very emo-esque album, and it bombed. It bombed hard. It even broke up the band for a few years, and it taught Rivers the most important lesson he learned in his entire career. Never be vulnerable ever again. The band did eventually reform, but they've never been able to hit that same level of quality from the Blue Album. There's been some decent highs, but also some incredible lows. Any of the edge present in their music before is just gone after Pinkerton. It feels like the band is constantly trying to chase the dragon of their previous pop success, which has naturally led to some pretty mixed results. For every Island in the Sun, you get about 5 perfect situations. For every White Album, you get a make-believe. And if there was ever an album that represented Weezer at their lowest, it would be Raditude. What a tepid and overwhelmingly mid album. It feels like a flanderized version of Weezer's previous work. It's so unexceptional, it gets more and more unbearable as it goes along. It doesn't help, this album has moments of being overwhelmingly awful. I Can't Stop Partying and In the Mall are some of the worst Weezer tracks I've ever heard. The former is especially egregious with its rap segment featuring Snoop Dogg. If you've ever had the desire to hear Rivers Cuomo say, "Okay, bitch, it's Weezer and it's Wheezy," and rap over the most generic beat imaginable, I've got the song for you, pal. The rest of the songwriting here is equally as uninspired. Rivers' lyricism feels juvenile here instead of charming. He's trying to echo the same beats he hit through his 90s work, and it doesn't really work 15 years later. It's kind of fun to write songs about being a dorky kid who likes dorky things. You know, having issues talking to women. It's a charming thing to sing about when you're young. Not really when you're in your 30s. I would have hoped that the lyricism would have matured just a little bit in 15 years, but I guess Pinkerton happened, so oops. The rest of the band is just as stagnant on here. They just feel like they're going through the motions. None of the instrumentation here is flashy or exciting or memorable in the slightest. It's like the band just wants to make the most commercial, radio-friendly pop rock that they can, which I know Weezer's capable of coming up with a good tune, but none of this stuff comes from the heart. It's so transparently sanitized, it feels empty. Raditude sucks. It puts so much effort into being an album for everyone that it ends up being for no one. It's really sad that the band hasn't tried to be more adventurous with their music since Pinkerton. This band is capable of releasing good music. I'm not going to pretend like they can't, unlike a lot of other people. Whenever Weezer tries to make a big splash in the pop rock market, it just doesn't feel true to the band anymore. Not because it's really out of character for them or anything, but it just doesn't feel like that's what they want to do this late into their career. But then again, they keep on doing the same thing, so what do I know? Anyways, we're gonna crack open the box before my fingers fall off. Total Xanarchy by Lil Xan. You know, Frostbite doesn't sound too bad. Hypothermia? Sounds kinda cool. I might just open this door and just see what happens.